Hey, Tim Sykes here. I hope you're having a good day, staying safe in all this madness. I want to talk about what is my favorite pattern to trade, my favorite pattern for people with small accounts. I really wish more people would just focus on this one specific pattern rather than trying to chase, morning spikes or pumps or alerts from other people. This is specifically a pattern where you can be prepared ahead of time, and it's just about waiting for it to happen. So this is TLSS. I made roughly 2 grand today. A little bit of a slower day for me, but I love that, my biggest gain happened on a perfect play, which, I still have to call E-Trade. They didn't fill me on the size that I wanted. I don't know. My order was like pending for like 45 seconds. And, when the turn happens in these morning panics, that matters. So I'll do a follow-up video lesson on, dealing with E-Trade, but still 2 grand on the day, roughly. 80,000 now this month in 3 weeks, which is just phenomenal. And this is my best month trading in, I don't know, several years. Last month I made like 40 grand or 42. The month before was like 51. I mean, it's month after month, week after week, day after day. Every day there's amazing plays. But I want to specifically talk about TLSS. Got to get to a few students. The real McDougall. I make fun of his Scottish accent in challenge webinars. If you're in my trading challenge, but the real McDougall sold his TLSS at 0.057 from 0.05502. Nice 14% gain in 2 minutes. And he sold it too soon, but he nailed it before anybody alerted it using the Sykes morning panic pattern. And I love this. I love that students are doing this on their own. Also, a whole bunch of students, I'm sorry if I missed you. There's too many right now, but I just wanted to give a little bit of a taste for people who don't know about the morning panic pattern, why it matters, how you can be prepared, because people like, okay, $700, that's nice. Here, Henry L made, like 20%. C Wells made like $600. Iceman says, not getting greedy, as Tim Sykes says, taking a single. Red Wagon Rider made 20%. C. Wells, this was his trade. Oh, I typed it in twice. This is how disorganized I am. R-Man made 256. The real McDougall nailed it. As I said, KM Trades made 18%. Jay Blevant made $900. Gold to Mine was a little late, buying it at 6 and selling it at 6.5, but it actually came all the way back up from here. Forget about these. This is not a real tick, and neither is this a real tick. Welcome to penny stocks. The bottom here was 5 cents, and this is an absolute perfect morning panic. On one of the hottest stocks. I mean, this stock TLSS is up from basically in the pennies. It's all pennies, but like under 2 cents a share, right? Like, this was the bottom here just a few days ago. So 1, 2, 3. This is day 4 of the run up from 2 to basically 8 cents. Quadruple your money. And then in about 10 minutes, the thing dropped from 8 to 5. This is a morning panic. And again, ignore this tick. Ignore this tick. Focus on the bounce, because this is fantastic. From 5 cents up to 7.5. This is 50%. This is what 50% bounces look like in an hour. The bottom here was 9:40 a.m. The top here was 10:40 a.m. So literally 1 hour to make 50%. Leave a comment underneath this video. Tell me if you would like to make 50% in 1 hour. And obviously, it's not about timing it perfectly. I sold way too soon. I didn't get the position size I wanted. Almost every single student, actually every single student that I did just focus on, sold in the 6s. Although, there's so many more students that I didn't highlight. So maybe some sold in the 7s. But there was 50% to be made here. And this is, not the first time. This is not the last time. Let me just show you a blog post. Here is a blog post on timothysykes.com, and I say try this every morning, and you'll improve your mindset for trading. And literally, it's focused on this kind of morning panic pattern, because this is a perfect inefficiency that happens with penny stocks again and again. I often link to this blog post. You probably have already read it. I have 850 videos specifically on morning panics. So, this should come as no surprise. And yet, people are still not necessarily understanding the upside. I mean, here's one student, he made 7% and he said played it too safe. Here's another student, Alan, says he has a few questions. He tried 3 times with less of a position. How did I get it so fast? So I'm actually giving a presentation next week on May 27th. I'm going to post the link to this right under this video. And this is a free, presentation, whatever you want to call it, a summit, a presentation, a webinar. It is 100% free, and it's all about being better prepared for these morning panics. And I'm going to post a link. All you have to do is enter your email to sign up to RSVP May 27th at 8 p.m. Eastern. So make some popcorn. It's called the 9:30 a.m. Profits Summit. I am so excited for people to really, understand this one pattern better. Obviously, there's a lot of patterns I trade. There's a lot of stocks, but this is my favorite pattern to trade. Again, because you can prepare for it in the days leading up to it, because it's so quick. I mean, like even if you have a full-time job or part-time job, or if you're in school, I mean, literally if you're there between 9:30 a.m. and like 10 a.m., if you can commit a half hour, that's it. If you can commit an hour is what it took for 50% on TLSS, but you don't necessarily have to wait an hour. Sometimes it spikes 50% in 20 minutes or 30 minutes. Sometimes it spikes only 30%, but whether you want to make 10%, 20%, 30%, 40%, 50%, within an hour or two, this is the pattern. And I'm giving a presentation just because I'm sick of people not nailing it, not knowing how much better this pattern is than anything else. And it's just mind-bendingly simple. And, the cool thing about TLSS, like some people are like, oh, these stocks move so fast, it's tough to get executed. You do have to be prepared, but look at the volume here. In 1 minute on the bounce here, this thing traded 5 million shares. Even before it, it was trading 2 or 3 million shares, okay? It's pretty insane. Right now, it's traded 75 million shares, which is double what the S&P 500 has traded. So we're talking about liquid penny stocks, not illiquid stocks that are tough to get executed on. You just need the right mindset. You need the right preparation. And that's what my summit is all about. I made it 100% free so that you have no excuse whatsoever not to sign up. It all comes down to, whether you want to be prepared or not. I know a lot of newbies like following other people's picks. I tweeted, let me find this tweet. I had a few tweets here where, I said every single one of you should know and love this morning panic pattern. And I focused on TLSS. And I said, those of you with small accounts, please stop random stocks, pumps, your win rate, account growth and confidence all will suffer when you trade like most newbies sadly do. Instead, learn to think like us veterans who wait for perfect pattern setups to strike, as that is how you do it. And I said, stop following other people's picks, chat pumps. They're just using you to pump up their own trades. Instead, learn the process and focus on becoming an expert and as knowledgeable as possible. That is the key to truly growing your account the most over time and not being frustrated and confused. This is not just about money. This is also about like, what can you actually learn? And, how can you actually do this on your own? Like imagine all chat rooms, everyone else disappeared and it was just you and your knowledge, you and your, account. And that's how it should be. You should not be following anybody else's alerts. You should not be thinking this is some kind of team sport. This is an individual sport. And I know it's exciting to be, in a trade that everyone else is in. And it's like, oh yeah, we're all on the same team. No. Okay. You are competing against other traders, and it's your job to be better equipped, better prepared than they are. And that is how you make more money. And the good news is 99% of people are going to ignore this free presentation. 99% of people are going to ignore morning panics. They just want to play hot picks, and they're going to think of it like lotto or racetrack betting. And that is not the secret to making a fortune. That is not the secret to lasting wealth. So it depends on what you want. Do you want action like a degenerate gambler wants every day? And you want to be, waking up like, oh, some you'll win, some you lose. You take 7 longs, 3 shorts, you're hedged, you win sometimes. Screw all that, okay? focus on the best patterns, focus on the best setups. And that's why, I'm only focusing on TLSS. There's a bunch of other stocks moving. I don't even care. When there's such a perfect play like this, I want all your attention going to this play. And again, you do have to be quick, okay? It's not like you can just sit back and drink a pina colada and then the trade will still be there. You have to be ready to strike. I don't want you to be like some of my students or many of the non-students who are like, it's so quick, how do you do it? You can prepare ahead of time. I know this pandemic sucks. I know the quarantine sucks, but with plays like this, when you see that you can make, I literally screwed it up. I wanted to take like 1 million shares, literally. I probably put in too big of an order for E-Trade to handle, so they thought I was kidding, but I wasn't. This is the play where you can really push it, and it's so much better than anything else, and I just want you to see. And I want you to recognize it. And like I said, I have 850 video lessons on these in the past, but a lot of people don't want to study up. So I'm doing a very specific one-time free summit. And I just want to make this very clear so that you have every chance possible to sign up for this. May 27th, 8 p.m. Eastern. It's going to be one time. You're not going to want to miss this. I don't know how to get you there other than to say this is my favorite pattern. This is the best pattern for people with small accounts. This is the pattern not just that can make you the most money, but that you can be prepared ahead of time. And it also does not take a lot of your time. Like I said, if you can be there for the first 20 minutes, 30 minutes, hour of the trading day, heck, sometimes even the first 15 minutes on a time to potential gain scale, this is the best pattern. Also, a lot of these other patterns, even if like you're shorting a pump and dump, which, works over time, you have to watch it, sit there, nurse it for like hours, days, sometimes weeks or months. And you can also get squeezed along the way. I know morning spikes are nice because those are quick, but like if you do the odds, like 50 or 60% of morning spikes fail. So you're pretty much just guessing. This is so reliable, and it doesn't work 100% of the time. Sometimes there's no bounce, but if you learn to wait for these patterns and you learn to take advantage of these inefficiencies, I think that's the best thing here. Aside from just the fact that it's fast and reliable, it's because of inefficiencies. The reason why this happens is because there are stop losses that are piling up. People use stop losses in penny stocks. Even though I teach against it and I say use mental stop losses, people ignore my instructions all the time. And they use stop losses. So they might try to protect themselves on like a run up. A lot of people ask me like, why do these morning panics happen? And again, it never went under 5 cents. This is a typo, so it screws up the chart. The real low is 5 cents. But the reason why it goes from 8 cents to 5 cents is because people who are in this from 5, 6, 7, 8, or maybe even 2, 3, 4, they're putting their stop losses just in case it turns around. And they think they can protect themselves at 7 cents or 6.5 or even 6. It did not break 5 cents. I think one of the best lessons here on this one, which if you watch the 850 video lessons on this one pattern, you would see that it's very important to see how it acts around key levels. Because it did not break 0.05. It did not even get close to breaking 0.05. There was a lot of buy orders at 0.05. It did not break the bid at 0.0501. And I know it sounds like it's like nothing, but there was a solid wall of buyers here. So it was just a question of, how many shares could you get executed? It really wasn't even a question whether it was going to crack. Picture, like really fortified city walls and there's like an attacking force and you're not going to get through. That's what this was right here at 0.0501. So again, I wish I had a bigger position, but at least I took it from the 5s to the 6s. Did not have the patience for the 7s, really just angry that I didn't get a bigger position, but it's okay. I donate all my trading profits to charity. And more importantly, several of you guys saw it, and girls. Props to all you students, props to more students who I missed. I know I have to go through the chat room and more tweets. I'm sorry if I didn't feature you, but please, the point is that I have a presentation on this one pattern. I was planning this, presentation before today even happened, but the fact that TLSS happened, now it should help you understand that this is happening almost every single day right now. And TLSS is the best in the past week or so. the best example, but it's going to happen again. So the only question is, are you going to be prepared or not? I'm going to post a link to this free presentation just below this video. Please, please, please register. I can't wait for you to just learn to focus on this one pattern. Also, leave a comment underneath this video saying, I love making 50% in an hour or less, or something like that, because that's the potential here. So I just want you to recognize it, learn it, and capitalize. I'll see you guys in the chat room. Congrats to so many of you.